Hey guys, welcome to my den. I hope you're all doing well. I'm Chingu, which literally means friend in Korean. It's not my real name, but it's one of my so-called nicknames. Think of me as your friend who's helping you stay up to date with K-dramas as well as Korean movies. I love making commentaries, reviews, and explanation videos about dramas, movies, characters, and etc. Grab your snacks because today's tea is about to be hot, hot, hot. Well, hello. It's been a while, I know. I've been preoccupied with work, tutoring, life, university, etc. I'm moving to a new chapter in my life and I'm very excited. I know I haven't been consistent with my reviews, and I think it's because I haven't found a drama that I've liked to review, like Love MD. Also, I simply make videos for fun, so if I don't feel like making them, I don't make them. So today I'm going to be reviewing the very first episode of season 3 from the K-drama Love featuring Marriage and Divorce, while also sharing some of my own theories. I reviewed last season's episodes, and you can find the videos on my channel or in the playlist that I've created for the K-drama. The link will be in my description box. Love featuring Marriage and Divorce, or as I like to call it, Love MD, is a Korean drama that navigates love, marriage, and divorce through 3 different women in their surroundings. At the beginning of season 1, all 3 women were married, yet their marriages all fell apart due to their unfaithful husbands. The 3 women are in all different age groups. There's Boeryong, a radio DJ who is in her 30s and who had not been married for long. She was married to Pan Sayon, a lawyer who inherited generational wealth. Sayon was feeling restricted and unloved in his own marriage with Hae-ryung, and he decided to seek love elsewhere. He met a woman called Songwon at the gym and fell in love with her. At first, Songwon did not want to entertain Sayon because she didn't think it was right, but in the end she gave in, especially when she became pregnant with his child. Sayon's parents are Pan Manu and Soe-jung. The 2 have been married for decades and are now finally making progress in their relationship. Manu and Ye-jung were always displeased with Hae-ryung and Sayon because they decided not to have kids, which is why they were very happy to learn about Songwon's pregnancy. They also loved Songwon in general because she fitted the mold of what a daughter should be like according to them. The next woman is called Sapyeong, and she is in her 40s. She's a radio program producer for the same show that Boeryong hosts. Sapyeong spent most of her life resenting her mom due to her father's passing. Pyong was married to Shin Yushin, and together they have a daughter named Jia. Yushin is a doctor, and he also inherited generational wealth from his late father, Shin Kirim. Kirim died in season 1, and this was caused by his wife Dongmi. She repeatedly fed him food that could induce a heart attack, and in the end, he died due to a heart attack. Dongmi always had a weird obsession with Yushin, even though she's his stepmother. She always fantasizes about him in a sexual manner, and I dare say that she groomed him as a child. Just like Sayon, Yushin also seeked pleasure outside of his marriage. He found that in Ami. This infidelity was the most shocking to me because of how Pyong was with Yushin, but I digress. Yushin and Ami met on a plane where he fell in love with her for the way she quietly ate an apple. I know, you're like, what? But that is literally why he fell in love with her. And to this day, I still don't understand this. Yushin did not want to divorce Pyong despite his infidelity, but she was adamant about it. Now, Dongmi has a new competition, Ami. Last but not least, we have Lee Shin. She's in her 50s and she's a writer for the same radio program. It's really cool how the 3 main ladies work together and are seemingly close. Anyways, Shion was born in a wealthy family, but she no longer keeps in touch with them because she married her ex, Park Hae-ryun. Shion devoted her whole life to her family, her youth, her money, her time, etc. Her children, Park Hyung-ki and Park Woo-ram, turned out amazing. I wish I could say the same for Park Hae-ryun. The latter decided to seek love outside of his marriage because he had been married too long with Shion. I understand that he was displeased with the lack of intimacy within their marriage, but he didn't really fight for it. And the way that he would gaslight Shion as if to blame her for his misfortunes was simply unbelievable. Park Hae-ryun fell in love with Nam Gabin, a musical actress who was burned by love. Gabin had not been in a relationship with So Dong-ma in the past, but it didn't work out between them. Gabin found solace in Hyeon and committed adultery despite knowing that he was married. The two ended up parting ways at the end of season 2 because Gabin realized that she didn't actually love Park Hyeon. She went back to being with Dongma, who in my opinion is way too controlling. Hyeon is taking the breakup very hard. Speaking of Sodongma, his brother works at the same radio show as our 3 leading ladies, and the 3 women seem to be infatuated with him in a way. I don't blame them though. Mysterious people always seem attractive because you want to see what's inside their head. Last season, we were able to see more of Soban as well as his interactions with the 3 ladies, and so on as well. I wonder if he'll end up with anyone. We'll see. It's important to remember that Ami, Gabin, and so on are all friends. I always find it interesting how the wives are friends and the mistresses are also friends. So, last season's finale ended with Shiyun reciting a poem to Haeyoung, Pyong, and Soban at a restaurant. Yes, they finally went to the group dinner that they've been planning for a very, very long time. Everyone was captivated by the way Shiyun recited the poem. I was captivated as well while listening to her. The dinner was cut short though because Pyong received a call from a housekeeper who told her that she had just dropped Jia at Yushin's place. This was a strategic move on Dongmi's part because she wanted Jia to find out about Ami and hopefully lash out on her. Thankfully, Pyong told the housekeeper to get Jia out in time because just as Jia left the house, Ami appeared from the shower. Dongmi made no attempt to hide her bitterness. Jia doesn't know about the divorce yet, and I think Pyong should tell her soon, especially because she has experienced firsthand what a divorce can do to a child, especially for a young girl who is very close with her dad. While all this was happening, Yushin was out at a karaoke bar with some co-workers. He spent the whole time reminiscing on his marriage with Pyong. This was bittersweet for him because he recognized that he lost a good thing. With the amount of times he spends daydreaming about Pyong, you'd think he'd kick Ami to the curb. But nope. He seems to not want to be alone. I've learned that it's okay to be alone. Sometimes you feel more lonely with the wrong company. Shortly after leaving the dinner, Pyong headed straight to her old home so that she could confront Dongmi. While arguing with the latter, Pyong ended up telling her that she's Yushin's first love, and Dongmi could not hide her slight smile. Dongmi is truly something else. She never ceases to amaze me. Then again, at this point, nothing she does surprises me due to her past actions. I'm glad that Pyong pointed out that Dongmi had a very weird relationship with Yushin because someone had to say it. Dongmi started recording with her phone, thus Pyong decided to give her a real show. The two were still arguing when Yushin and Ami came back home. Ami had gone to pick up Yushin from the bar. Yushin seemed displeased with all 3 women at that point and made sure not to take a side. Yushin has always been narcissistic. He loves to be adored and thus it will be very hard for him to leave either of these 3 women. Also, guys, notice how Yushin quickly starts to gaslight Pyong while putting her parenting into question. Side note, I do agree that drinking is something very pertinent in Korean dramas and it seems embedded in their lifestyles as well, but Pyong was nowhere near drunk. She was simply hanging out with her co-workers while sipping some wine. Why is Yushin not holding himself to the same standard? He was so inebriated that he needed someone to come pick him up. Pyong ended up being fed up with everyone, so she simply left. Ami quickly followed her in order to offer her a ride home, but Pyong declined. Towards the end of the episode, we saw Jia hearing someone singing in her head. This was her dead grandpa. I honestly don't think the ghost line is necessary, but oh well. From the teaser, it seems that Jia will be possessed by Kirim and she will attack Dongmi. Ami seemed very scared and we saw Pyong rushing to get to their apartment. Dongmi is still very persistent and she seems to be set on fighting Kirim head-on. There was a scene where we saw 2 women who might be shamans arguing in a car. I think it may be people who were called to do an exorcism on Jia, but we'll see. Oh yeah, we learned that Hami's dad ended up passing away, and I think that's why she was crying in the teaser while wearing black. She was sad that he had died. After Pyong left the dinner, Woo Hae-ryung had to leave as well because her car was crashed into while her manager was in the car. She quickly left and Soban followed suit because he wanted to make sure everything went smoothly. Her manager wasn't hurt much, to be honest, thankfully, but Hae-ryung took her to the hospital just to make sure. Although Hae-ryung can be cold at times, she's very caring and nurturing to people she cares about. We didn't see much of Hae-ryung this episode. We mostly saw Sayeon and Sungwon. There was a lot of time building up to the baby's birth, so I won't dwell much on it. Essentially, Sungwon ended up giving birth. I found the scene where she was talking to her baby very cute. Kids are so cute, and so it was great to see how happy Sungwon was after having wanted a baby for so long. Sayeon's family had always been very big on superstitions and dreams, and near the end, we saw Mano asking Sayeon about the time of the baby's birth because it holds meaning. I honestly think someone is going to die because she looked exhausted while giving birth to her baby. Unfortunately, maternal mortality happens a lot and it can be caused by different factors. I'm not sure which factor caused someone's death, but simply the look on her face while giving birth seemed very painful. Also, in the teaser, we saw Sayeon being sad about the fact that the doctors were covering a body. I doubt the baby would go under that cover if it died, which is why I think that the person who died is Sungwon. If we go back to how Ami was crying, it could also be related to Sungwon, but we'll see. The writers tried to put a spin on it and to make sure that we didn't exactly know who died. I think Mano didn't die. I'm not a doctor, but he seemed to be having heartburns earlier, but I could be wrong. Hae-ryung is going to receive a call from a friend who will tell her about the death in Sayeon's family. She will definitely go to the funeral. I think that depending on who died, her presence might not be welcome. I think she genuinely wanted to be there for them though. Also, Hae-ryung seems to be planning to move to the exact apartment that Soban lives in, Golden Park. She will probably run into Sodoma in doing so. That will be very interesting. Hae-ryung is going to go strong in her pursuit of Soban. We shall wait and see what happens. Speaking of Soban, he had gone back to spend time with Shiyun after sending Hae-ryung and her manager to the hospital. Alas, when he came back, Shiyun wasn't there. She had drunk the entire bottle of wine and left after paying the bill. Soban was so concerned that he ended up calling Shiyun when he got home. Shiyun continued taking a bath as the two talked. I found it very sweet how Soban invited Shiyun out for a hangover cure. The two chatted as they ate food together. Soban was very receptive and engaged during this conversation with Shiyun, just as he had been while she recited the poem earlier that day. By the way, I'm still looking for this poem 6 months later. Let me know if any of you have found it. It's okay if it's in Korean. I'm currently learning Korean actually, and I love it. Anyways, although the chemistry between Soban and Shiyun was undeniable, I will only believe that something will happen with them if Soban makes his stance clear, and Shiyun as well. Yes, there was some heavy flirting and etc., but I still want a clear answer. Soban told Shiyun that he met her in the past and he promised to tell her the next day. I wonder if he knew her before she got married. I loved how Soban told Shiyun what we all wanted to tell her. The divorce wasn't your fault. In the end, Park Hae-ryun made the decision to leave and be unfaithful. Judging from the way that Soban kept wanting to make sure that Shiyun would for sure leave Hae-ryun, I think something might happen between Soban and Shiyun, but we'll see. I would love to see that happen, but it might take a while, especially now that Hae-ryun is paralyzed in his mouth. Shiyun is very caring and nurturing. She will probably attempt to take care of him. I'm annoyed that she will end up going to his apartment, but oh well. The paralysis seemed to have been caused by Hae-ryun's heartbreak. He probably also realized what he lost for temporary pleasure. Nam Ga-bin's relationship with Dongma seems to be continuing. He is honestly way too controlling for me, so I wonder if that's gonna last. Youngki and Uram are still super great. We saw Youngki studying English in this episode, and I'm not sure if she was simply studying English or specifically how to be a flight attendant, but I'm happy for her. I love seeing the interaction between Shiyun's family. Youngki ships Soban with her mom. I think we officially have the captain of our ship, guys. As you guys might have noticed, 3 of the main cast changed this season. Jeonsun now plays Shin Yu-shin, Kang Shin-yo plays Pan Sayon, and Lee Ye-suk plays Kim Dong-mi. I think the original actors may have had other projects that they wanted to explore. To be honest, it didn't take me too long to get used to the new actors. I think Dong-mi's change was the hardest for me, but I think I'll be fine. Anyways, that was it for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are currently out on Netflix, but you could find them on other drama sites as well. By the time you're listening to this video, I will have watched episode 2. The video for that will be released shortly, so stay tuned. If you like this video and want to see more from me, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Take care and may God bless y'all, and until next time, bye!